Hello guys, welcome back to the Blitz Panzer channel. Today I'm going to specifically talk about Titan kits, and there's two of them. But before we really get into the video, I want to say, remember guys, to like and subscribe, please, would be nice. Short-term goal is 50, long-term goal is 100, so we can get that. What I mean is, by Titan kits this is the Titan kit, and there's like the personal kit. This is Ion. She's a Atlas class Titan. This is her Ion kit, so it's like a personal kit for the Titans. The Titan kit is what all the Titans can choose from. And I'm going to be talking about the Titan kit and the individual kit. So the Titan kit, there's Assault Chip, Stealth Auto Eject, Turbo Engine, Overcore, Nuclear Ejection, and Counter Ready. Let's start with Assault Chip. Assault Chip, what it does, it's basically when your Titan's on auto, it's able to use offensive and utility abilities, like, say for example, you're using Ion. It can use Laser Shot, Vortex Shield, even Tripwire. So that's what it can pretty much do, so it's really not that useful in any situation. Plus, why would you leave your Titan alone for why would you need that? If you don't leave your Titan for a certain amount of time, you just might as well kiss it goodbye, because it's gonna be gone. Trust me. So do not use Assault Chip. I think I would put that on bottom tier, because it just if I was doing a tier list, I would put that on the bottom, but I'm not. This is just going off my personal experience. Assault Chip is it sucks. It really does. Next one is Stealth Auto Eject. What it does is when your Titan's in a doom state, it will automatically eject you and cloak you. So what that does is basically, say you're taking you're getting backed up into a corner by a group of enemies. What will happen is that when your Titan's in a doom state, that means it's on its last legs, and you could be, if say an enemy Titan melees you, they could perform a termination. To prevent that from happening, or your Titan getting absolutely obliterated, it will automatically eject you once you hit doom state, and you'll be cloaked, preventing pilot death. That's what it says. Trust me, it won't. They'll pilot. Here's the thing: when you cloak, Titans can't see you, but pilots can. It's very little, but they can still see you. So be aware of that. Next one is Turbo Engine. Right. This is I think one of the best ones. Not one of the best ones, but there's two good ones in here, which is Turbo Engine, Overcore. But right now I'm going to talk about Turbo Engine and then Overcore later. Turbo Engine, basically for Ronin, North Star, Monarch, Ion, and Tone, they get one extra dash. Ronin and North Star already have 2 dashes, so they have Turbo Engine equipped, they'll have 3 dashes. Monarch, Ion, and Tone only have 1 dash, so they'll get 2 dashes if they have Turbo Engine equipped. Scorch and Legion, they only have 1 dash, and it recharges very slowly. But if they have this equipped, it will reduce the dash cooldown, so you'll have it more ready faster. Still though, kinda sucks. Next one is Overcore. Your Titan's core, basically your super move, I guess. But it's called the core. Ion, she has the laser core, which fires a giant laser cannon from her eye, from her chest. at the enemy, which deals immense damage. Your Titan's core meter will start at 20%. So, it's pretty useful in some situations if you're like very salty. Like if you're always constantly on the attack, you can easily get your core faster really quick. That's awesome. But as I was saying, Overcore and Turbo Engine are, in my personal opinions, are the best two out of all the other Titan kits here. Nuclear ejection. Ejecting while doomed causes your Titan to detonate its core, causing nearby enemies massive damage. Basically, when your Titan's doomed, you have the option. You can still eject even without nuclear ejection, but what it does, it's not like a normal ejection, but when you eject, your Titan goes nuclear. It takes like a couple seconds, but it's pretty somewhat fast. It deals massive damage to any Titans somewhat far away from it. But if you're like right up close, then you can just like kiss your existence goodbye, because you'll be turned into nothing. There will be nothing left of you once that Titan explodes. If you're like somewhat far from it, you'll take a lot of damage. You'll probably enter Doom State, but not enough to probably destroy you. Depends on what Titan you're using. But this isn't really good in some cases. Really good in most cases, because most times we'll just dash out of the way to like make sure they don't get obliterated. It's pretty good like when you're using North Star with her kit called Twin Traps. She fires 2 tether traps instead of 1. What you could do is when an enemy Titan gets onto them and they get trapped, you could like nuclear. You can do like a nuclear eject thing, and then just like blow them up. Depends on if they're a Ronin or not, because if they're a Ronin, they could just phase dash out of there pretty quick. But if it's like a Legion or Scorch, that's probably guaranteed to win. So, yeah. But wouldn't recommend using it. Then there's Counter Ready. You get 1 extra electric smoke countermeasure. Electric smoke is you gain it once you like hit 20% on your core meter thing. Once you do that, you get electric smoke, which you can use to like ward off like pilots, or like to ward off pilots that are rotating you. Titans, they can pretty much just. But Titans, they'll probably just like get out of the way, or just like continue pushing forward to get to you. Depends if they're that pushy, or they're just gonna like not deal with you anymore. They're gonna deal with someone else. It really kind of depends, but it's not really particularly useful in a way, unless like you're Scorch Legion, you're extra worried about pilots trying to like kill you since you're so slow. But yeah, that's all the Titan kits that any Titan can equip. Now onto the personal kits. Ion. I'm not really gonna go into depth on how they're useful. I'm just gonna tell you what I think if they're good or not. I'll just tell you their description here. This one's called the Tingle Energy. Splitter Rifle. Critical hits restore energy. The Splitter Rifle is your main weapon for Ion. Primary automatic energy fire. Alt, stronger split shot, drains energy. So basically, when you zoom in, it's a stronger split shot, but it drains energy. But critical hits restore energy. It's not really that good, unless you're like really like good at shooting. 0-point tripwire. Tripwire deployment uses 0 energy. Tripwire is a laser trigger explosive mines. Unless you're constantly using that and you're like running out of energy, it's not really that good. I just use it because like I just don't, I don't know. But I use Vortex Amplifier. It increases your Vortex Shield return damage output by 35%. It's really not that good. I don't know why I'm using that. And then there's Grand Cannon. Your laser core for Ion lasts longer. There's also Refraction Lens. Splitter Rifle splits 5 ways. So, yeah, basically when you're normally shooting, it splits 5 ways. So, that's pretty much it. We have a long list to go. For Scorch, there's Wildfire Launcher. Increased direct damage at Thermite from the T203 Thermite Launcher. Tempered Planing. Scorch is immune to crits and his own Thermite damage. This is really good for beginners. Inferno Shield. Increases damage and duration for Thermite Field. Fuel for Fire. Firewall's cooldown is reduced by 2 seconds. Scorched Earth. Flame Core ignites the ground, leaving Thermite in its wake. Not that good. Also, that's the worst one in Scorch's kit. Don't use. I'm gonna speed one through this so we can get some gameplay. Piercing Shot. Plasma. This is North Star, by the way. Strider class Titan. Scorch is a Ogre class Titan. North Star, let's get our kits. Piercing Shot, plasma railgun rounds fire through targets, meaning if there's like a group of people and you shoot at them, the bullet will go through the bullet will go through all of them, like will go through multiple Titans, so it'll deal damage to multiple Titans at once, which is pretty good in some cases, but most of the time not really. But last time staying, it's pretty freaking amazing. Because a lot of times, like a lot of people tend to group up together, which makes it really nice. And its payload, personally, the worst one here. Cluster missiles secondary enhanced payload. Cluster missile secondary explosions hit a larger range and last longer. No, they don't. I mean, they do last longer. They do have somewhat larger range. It's just really not that good. Just saying. Twin traps, tether traps, fires 2 traps. So your regular tether trap just only fires 1, but this kit allows you to fire 2, which makes more Titans even more stuck. Viper thrusters move faster during hover and flight core. That is pretty good since, well, because in your flight core you move really slow and you don't really can like turn around a lot, so it makes it really useful in some cases, especially when you're trying to pursue an enemy. It's pretty good. Threat optics. Enemies are highlighted while zooming in. That's also pretty good if you're the person you're facing is kind of like hiding. So it's a pretty good way to get them out of that spot. That's all the kits for North Star. Ronin is also Shredder class Titan. Let's talk about Rodin. Ricochet rounds. The lead wall's rounds bounce off surfaces. That's the lead wall. The lead wall is Ronin's primary weapon. The rounds bounce off surfaces. Personally, I don't think that's pretty good. I haven't used it at all, but I don't really think that's pretty good. Thunderstorm. Arcwave has 2 charges, meaning you can use it 2 times instead of 1. It's pretty neat. I use it. Temporal Anomaly. Phase dash is available more often. Shorter cooldown. Basically, the cooldown for phase dash is shorter. So if you're constantly using phase dash, then yeah. Highlander. Time kills extend the duration of Sword Core. I don't know. I mean, Sword Core is somewhat okay. Just don't think I would use Highlander. Phase Reflex. When doomed, Ronin phases out of danger. So if you're getting absolutely destroyed, when your time gets doomed, it will phase out. Sometimes that can be unexpected in some situations, so I don't recommend using it. Just saying. Tone is a Atlas class Titan. Let's go to kits. Enhanced tracker rounds. Critical hits apply 2 tracker marks on targets. You're not gonna be really hitting crits, so you're gonna be. What you want to do is try to like see if you can get splash damage. You want splash damage, and all that other bogus stuff they keep trying to give you. Don't. You want to try to aim for splash damage. Reinforced particle wall. Particle wall lasts longer and blocks more damage. It's pretty good in some cases. Pulse echo. After a short delay, shown pulse echoes a silken pulse. How Tonan's weapon works is tracking rockets. What it does is it grants when you hit an enemy with your 40mm tracker cannon, it like tracks them. So you have to like get 3 lock-ons. You have to get like 3 hits on an enemy before they're locked on, which then you can only use tracking rockets. Because you can only use tracking rockets when you locked onto your opponent, which means you have to hit them 3 times. So you have to like really kind of like depend on splash damage. But with this, with Solar Pulse, basically what it does is it reveals it grants partial lock on, basically. So you need to get 3, but that one gives you 1. But after a short delay, it gives you a second pulse, meaning that you'll get 2 instead of just 1 lock on. You need to get 3. So if you use that and you get 2, and then you hit the enemy 1 more time with your weapon, then you will get 3. You can use the tracking rockets. Remember, you can only use tracking rockets once you fully locked onto your opponent. Remember that now. Rocket barrage. Tracker rockets fire 2 additional missiles. It's not good. Don't use rocket barrage. Burst loader. Aiming allows the 40mm to store up 2 to 3 shots to burst fire. Also not that good. So I recommend like pulse echo and reinforced particle wall for tone. Legion, Ogre class Titan. Enhanced ammo capacity increases the ammo capacity of the Predator cannon. The enhanced ammo capacity kit only gives you an extra 40 bullets. That is literally nothing when you're using the long range mode on Legion. Don't know why you'd be using it, because it pretty much sucks because your bullets will be non-existent. But it's pretty good when you want to hit enemies pretty far. But that really doesn't do much with Legion when you're using it as a long range mode. It's not good at all. At all. Just only 40 bullets, that's it. That's not much at all. Sensor array, smart core lasts longer. Your smart core, it's an automatic smart lock on to targets. It's basically the smart pistol where it locks onto targets and the bullets like follow them when you shoot. It's basically that, but with a Titan and a minigun. Which, with a group of like pilots and Titans, thing's a beast. And you also have infinite ammo when you use your smart core, so it's pretty good. I like it. Bulwark. I call it Bulwark, but it's called Bulwark, or what it's called. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. Gun shield blocks twice as much damage. So your gun shield is like, it's a shield that deploys around the Predator cannon. That's what Legion's main weapon is called. It covers your weapon, but it doesn't really like cover you as much. But it blocks twice as much damage. So yeah, it's pretty okay in some cases. Lightweight alloys move faster while the Predator cannon is spun up. So basically, when you spun up, your movement slows down a bit. So with the lightweight alloys kit, you slow down. You move faster. Hidden compartment, my favorite one. Power shot has 2 charges. Power shot damage is reduced by 15%. 15% is literally nothing. So it's pretty good, especially since you have 2 charges instead of 1. So if you're going up against the enemy and you use power shot, They think that you don't have hidden compartment. Have hidden compartment on, so they'll just think one. You have one, so they'll like push up ahead. But when you use your second one, it'll completely catch them off guard. It's pretty nice. Monarch, you have shield amplifier, energy siphon shield is increased by 25%. Energy thief, core meters earn 10% faster. Titan execution, steel battery. Note, replaces your selected execution. Rapid Reon reduces the cooldown of Reon by 5 seconds. Survival of the fittest, batteries can repair the Monarch out of doom state. Okay, that is all for today's video. Sorry about that, guys. Love you. Please remember to like and subscribe. Remember, short-term goal is 50. Long-term goal is 100. See ya. Let's Panzers signing out.